This is Look West, a podcast from California's Assembly Democrats.
Hola, I'm Armando Jimenez with Look West. On a recent brisk early morning on 10th Street in front of the state capitol in Sacramento, about a dozen lowriders gathered to showcase their art on wheels and support a piece of legislation that's close to their heart, the Lowriders License Plate Program. AB 2541 was written by Assemblymember Mark Gonzalez to honor the rich Chicano and Latino heritage that has helped define California's cultura. We caught up with Assemblymember Gonzalez to learn more about the legislation and the importance of lowriders to the Latino community. So lowriders, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about lowriders and what makes a car a lowrider, just to begin with?
I grew up with lowriders in my family. I mean, my mom is from Boyle Heights, East LA. She went to, school over there. She grew up in that area, and I grew up in that area when I was younger. When I was originally born in Texas, but
Nice.
I moved back to LA, and my aunt, my uncle was always working on his lowrider. He had a Cutlass LeBaron that he used to work on all the time, and that just kind of grew up in our community and our culture, right? And so,
Yeah, exactly.
Sundays we'd go to the swap meet. That would be our routine after laundry, of course. And then he would just be working on it and cleaning it and just showing us, what it looked like and what it meant to the community. And so, you watch these movies and they're always trying to say negative stuff about it. But I mean, look, it's art. I mean, look at the stuff, the detail that goes into it and how clean it's kept. I mean, the colors, the interior, just, in itself, it tells a story.
Is it the paint job that makes it a lowrider? Is it the rims? Is
It's
it the
all
car
of it. It's
itself,
all
the
of it.
gear?
It's all of it. It's all of it. I mean, it's
the hydraulics.
It's everything. I mean, just look at the details, like the buttons, it's the steering wheel itself. I mean, the dashboard, just everything about it. And sometimes they have lights. Some of them, the wheels light up. They pop up. Some don't. But it's a hobby. But it's community. It's culture. And I think it's what's showcasing what the value of a car is. And this just happens to be an Impala, and it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're going to be taking a ride on it as well.
Oh, is this the one?
I think this is the one.
Okay, well,
Right?
Look at that.
That silver, tricked out 59 Chevy Impala we climbed into, man, is owned by Steve Cruz.
I grew up around lowriders, and there was a stigma back then that you were a cholo or a gangster. And so I think now the evolution of it to today, where there's a lot of professionals that have cars and people from all walks of life, and there's families that are a part of this. And I think, to be honest, there's now appreciation for the culture that wasn't there before.
Man, this had us feeling like a child again. Riding in the back seat of Cruz's sweet ride, we took a spin around El Centro de Sacramento. Assemblymember Gonzalez and I talked more about lowriders, la cultura, y la comunidad. So, Mr. Gonzalez, do you have a favorite lowrider car, specifically like
The Impala.
year? The Impala?
The 59, is it 59? The 59
The
Impala.
59? Oh, there you go.
That's
Now
my
it all
favorite
makes
one.
sense. Now it all makes
Yeah.
sense. Do you mind talking to us a little bit about the significance of lowriders and the Latino community?
Look, I mean, not because Steve is here, but I think, you talk to someone like Steve and he's in a nice suit every day, and myself, but then when you start to have real dialogue and conversations outside the building, leading to what this building means, but about community and culture, and like just having these conversations today. Even when he came to me about the bill and the idea, I'm like, how have we not done this before? And how we had to kind of get rid of that misnomer that, lowriders are bad. It's associated with people who are cholos and thugs, and it's not. It's not. That's not what it's about. And I think that, ever since we've come through the days of the Zoot Suit riots and everything that sort of symbolizes what the Latino community and Chicano community have gone through and what we're going through even today, this symbolizes our survival, right? I mean, it's a classic car. It symbolizes how when you put work into it, you put maintenance into it, and you showcase it and you show it off. You're showing your pride, brown pride. And that's what this is about.
And like you said, it's all part of the culture, showing the struggles of the vehicle when you first got it. Like you said, it's not put together.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Takes a long time, and it's with a lot of families for a long time. Most of the time, it's a generational vehicle as well.
Yeah, I mean the family. Look, when you grew up, when we all grew up, you're getting a car was always part of, outside of a house was part of the American dream, and having that car and being able to take your family to the beach or go to the grocery store, or go to church in some cases. That's what the car symbolized, right? You want to be able to get everybody in it and go down cruising. In my area, we went down Whittier Boulevard. down to Boyle Heights, down to East LA, and what that meant, and showing it off. And there's still car clubs and shows today. And I think I told you earlier, like our routine was always going to the swap meet on Sundays, and that was always what we did. Whether it was just going to go eat after church or go shopping or just check out other cars, that's what it meant. So whether you're in Pomona, you're in Boyle Heights, or in the Valley, San Fernando Valley, or you're here in Sacramento, I guess it's something that it's like a language.
Yeah, and then I know you touched a little bit on it being depicted as like the bad guys, or the cholos, you would say. In movies and TV shows, the community has been depicted as the bad guys or thugs. Do you think that's an unfair representation of the larger lowrider community as a whole?
I think it's evolved. I think movies and TV shows, and especially how the world is now connected with the internet over time and has evolved, it showcases that that's not what it's about. Yeah. I think back in the day when we were all kind of growing up and you wanted to put a perception of what African Americans looked like, or what the API community looked like, it was very much controlled by a white industry that was able to control the narrative. Nowadays, you're starting to see a mixture of people who are at the top of those industries who are able to tell the actual truth, whether that's through books, whether that's through music, whether that's through art, or whether that's through car clubs. That's what this is about. And so I think that now that because growing up and learning the history, making it a holiday, making it a personalized license plate, we're evolving, man. And it takes folks like me and Steve who are here today who have those ideas and talk about it and bring it to that capital and showcase that. People love it. And it's a different base of people partnering with Brown Issues. Again, exactly. We're working with a community of people that are not folks that we usually work with in the state capitol. Yeah. And the people that I've met, even through this bill, even through Steve and others, they care about bread and butter issues. Can I put gas in my car and food on my table? Exactly. What happens in that building outside of that is one thing, but it's another to go back into your district and talk to people about what really matters to them. And this is something that matters to them. It's serious about culture. Yeah. And under this administration, we got to survive.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And then speaking of the Capitol, your legislation, AB 2541, it's the Lowrider License Plate Program.
Yep.
So what exactly is it? What does it do?
Just being able to give folks the ability to have personalized license plate that symbolizes the lowrider car clubs and lowrider community. We do that for other different types of themes for the months or other license plate, and why not do it for car clubs? It makes the most sense. Personalized license plate for lowrider cars for the lowrider community. It's something that they pay into. It's not costly to the state. Yeah. If that's something that you want, we have personalized color license plate. You have some for other months to raise awareness, and this just raises awareness, but it showcases an existing club that everybody can be a part of, not just one of.
Shows the unity of the community as well.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to talk about the funding and how the funding will be used to support like youth programs, cultural programs?
So I think what's also important is I think folks, whenever you talk about funding and money and where it's going to go to and how it's going to be used, folks don't want to just see it just go thrown into a general fund to pay off debt. In this case, if you invest in that license plate, it goes to back into the community, going into arts, going to community, going into culture, going to youth programs and showcasing and explaining that narrative that I said earlier about we are controlling that narrative. The dollars go in to make sense, to feature youth and making sure that they know more about our lowrider community. And that's what this bill does. Very simple.
Nice. And do you feel like the Chicano and the Latino arts is underrepresented? Is that one of the reasons you wrote this bill?
I'll be honest with you. It's been a hard year, and not just because of the Trump administration. Obviously, I think that our community and our culture also took a major hit with some of the revelations we just heard about with Cesar Chavez, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
exactly.
Because of that, and you cannot not mention that because it has been a cloud within our community about the symbolism that movement meant. Having something like this to continue to prevail, continue to sustain the culture in the community is important for us, because of what we now learned within what happened with Cesar Chavez doesn't diminish what our community has stood for, our community has done. I mean, look, we've also survived, we're going to continue to survive the ICE raids. Yes. My district was one of the #1 hit ICE raids, a hit since June of last year. And showcasing that, surviving that, is what this community and what this culture is about. And that's why
Correct.
I said that about earlier about the cars and how it's, you got to put it together, keep it clean, keep it nice, and
The resilience.
It's a resilience, exactly.
Mhm.
And so that's what this is. I mean, this is a 1959 Impala, older than me. But my point is look, it's beautiful.
I was gonna say, look, there's
it's
like
beautiful.
a speaker here, which I didn't even
Yeah, the
realize this
speakers
was a
are
speaker
here. Look at the
here.
seats. I mean, they're better than some of these
seats.
other. No offense to that Prius, but my point is like that's not as beautiful as this, right? This
Oh,
is
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is in pristine condition, and I think that we don't have that art anymore, right?
Yeah.
I think when they used to make cars like this, I mean, it was something that took their time. It's an Americanized car. I mean, it's something that symbolizes a time that we prevailed and that we're going to continue to succeed.
Yeah, and it's all custom. Don, do you mind showing a little bit of the front dash
That's
area?
beautiful.
Nice and chrome.
Yeah.
That's all beautiful there.
Look at the colors, the knobs, the original sort of radio right
Oh,
there.
yeah,
I
it has
should
the original
say.
radio there.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
an
see that
Impala,
anymore.
1959. I'm not sure what those gadgets there are on the bottom, but
Here?
no, to the bottom underneath the
To the right.
glove box. Yeah.
Oh, here. That's a light. It's a light.
Oh, okay, so it looks like
a Bowman light.
switches
and
for
it's been
lights.
around since like the 60s.
Yeah, which you also don't see anymore. Assembly members. So the 2026 Latino Spirit Awards
Yeah.
were held just recently. Did you have an honoree yesterday?
I nominated a couple of folks, but I think it was an entire caucus that made a decision. So Memo with LA Taco was somebody that
Oh, nice.
I got to escort down the aisle. He's another person that, tells the stories, gained a massive following, not for any other reason other than he tells the truth and he features our Latino community. He goes into the culture and showcases like, what it's like in Boyle Heights, what's it like in the San Fernando Valley, and what's it like here in Sacramento. And so, being a person who's online, it's not about being an influencer, it's about somebody who's telling the truth.
Mhm.
And I think that's, look at that.
Nice. That's another vehicle right there.
I love it.
Cool. Why do you feel like it's important to celebrate the successes of the Latino community?
We have to. I think it's important for us to keep our community, to keep our culture, to not lose that in the melting pot, right? We're a mixing bowl. Like every year in December, my family always makes tamales, right? You don't want to lose that. You want to pass
Oh, yeah.
those recipes down to people and show them, this is what our community and culture meant when we came together in December. We celebrate
Christmas.
the Virgen de Guadalupe. We
Yeah.
celebrate Three Kings at Dia de los Reyes. I mean, those are things that are important to the Latino community, and so we want to showcase that. Today just also happens to be Cinco de Mayo. It's not a national holiday like some think it is, but it's not just about tortillas and chips.
Correct.
It's again about survival. It's about symbolism, and I think that that's also what today is about too. So it's beautiful. We're blessed. Again, we've got a lot that we've got to work on as a community, but in the day, this is also something that brings a smile to people's faces. And like we talked about with the music as well,
Mhm.
I mean the music just takes me back. I mean,
Oh,
being
yeah.
in this car right now just takes me back.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia.
Being in the
It's
car.
remember simpler times before cell phones and before all this other stuff. I mean, which is like I said with my aunt and my uncle, and they were really the ones that were behind the whole Lowrider community and us just kind of hanging out on Sundays. But yeah, I would listen to KRLA. We would do our laundry and Art LeBeau Killer Oldie Show. I mean, that was something we don't have anymore. I don't even know if we have AM anymore, but it was 11:10.
It feels like it's cars, music, and food. That's what
Yeah,
really brings the
100%.
community and the whole culture together.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, you being a legislator here in California, do you feel like California does a good job at supporting Chicano and Latino arts?
We can do better.
Yeah.
I think that, look, I represent the 5th poorest district in the state. 70% of my district speaks another language other than English. 85% of my district are renters. I mean, these are not just the statistics. These are people. These are people who are hardworking Angelinos that even though we are a massive, as they call us, the sleeping giant, we're still heavily underrepresented.
Yeah.
We're still a community that might not always agree. Not all Latinos are the same. There's a very difference between the Salvadoran community, the Mexican community,
agree.
and so many others that exist under our umbrella that you can't just lump us up into one and say that we all agree. It's very different. And so with that, I think that we certainly do need a better job at getting more Latinos who are represented because again, we all represent different parts of it, how we grew up and different parts of our culture. I mean, and it's just the reality. I mean, for me personally, we grew up on food stamps. I grew up on Section 8 housing. We grew up to survive.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately not just my case, but in a lot of cases. But I mean, a lot of what we bring from this car, we bring into this building, right? From cars to the Capitol.
And I wanted to really thank you and appreciate you for bringing this to light.
Yeah.
Today and also this year in the legislature. My final question: if you had to pick one for your vehicle, if you ever did own an Impala, would it be hydraulics or airbags?
Hydraulics.
Hydraulics.
Yeah.
Nice.
I could put the beat with the music to the hydraulics.
Awesome. Muchas gracias to Assemblymember Gonzalez for being on this Look West episode. And a huge thank you to Steve Cruz for the ride along. And of course, also Brown Issues for bringing these clean, sick, beautiful rides to the state capitol. And thanks to all of you for checking out this episode. I'm Armando Jimenez.
The Look West podcast is produced by the DCO Pod Squad for the California Assembly Democrats. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. When you think of Californian politics, remember to look west.